Hello, viewers. Welcome to our program, Kicking It with Coach Donald. And today, like always, I'm joined by a highly esteemed ex-soccer player for the Warriors, and he played for Cape United, Dynamos in Harare, Zimbabwe. He wanted to play for Boso, but unfortunately, that did not materialize. And he went on to play in Belgium. Ladies and gentlemen, the man needs no introduction. Cephas Chimeza, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you, Coach Donald, for having me once again. And good evening, good afternoon, viewers. How are you today?
Yes, Cephas, a lot has happened during the week. I know we always, touch base on a Saturday, but unfortunately yesterday we couldn't sit down to discuss football issues, and today it's a Sunday. But any day is football day, right? We
It
see it
is
and we
like that.
discuss issues, yes. And
That's
also
very
back
true.
home, yeah. And back home, I heard that Scotland is playing Highlanders today.
Yeah, they've already played. They drew 1-1. So, but I did
Okay.
not get a chance to watch the match. I just
Ah,
watched here and there.
oh, I see. Were you
Yeah.
expecting that result?
Uh, I can't say I was expecting something much. It was just like, how is it going to pan out? Because for Highlanders, they are still building a new team, and
Yeah.
for Scotland, each and every game, they are up against it because all the teams want to really beat them. So it was just a matter of okay, who's going to come out on top?
Who's going to come out? Yes. No,
Yeah,
no, I,
yeah, yeah,
I understand.
yeah,
And also, uh, internationally, we have our highly esteemed ex-sports minister who was elected as the president of the IOC. Because I
yeah.
mean, like when you talk about sports, IOC, that's the highest, that's the highest office
Mm,
for someone to be elected, and that's good for our country. I can tell you one of the candidates that she was competing against. I had an encounter of meeting him. He goes by the name Prince Fashau Al Hussein of Jordan.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we had a program with Zim Olympic Committee, and so here coming out against those guys, that means she has a good, resume, and we believe that our Warriors or our football can tap into that in terms of, like, let's say some opportunities, financial opportunities, or even like some exchange programs that they can be facilitated through the office or infrastructure development. That's the scope at which I'm looking into elevation into that highest office. I don't know what's your take on that.
When it comes to our Warriors, I'm not sure how we are going to benefit from that. Like you said, the IOC office is the highest office in the world. I
Yeah,
think she will really be busy with other things rather than thinking about Zim, because yeah, I think Zim will be the last thing on her mind. Not in a bad way, but as you
yeah.
know how things are with the Olympic setup, so there will be
Mm,
a lot on a plate.
I
So
understand. I
yeah, I
understand.
think our IOC, our sorry, ZOC might benefit from that.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah. So if our ZOC benefits us, which means, because remember, football is also an Olympic sport. So if
yeah.
Zimbabwe Olympic Committee benefits, then ZIFA might benefit.
Having spoken to a ZOC leader,
Yeah.
from what I heard, the way they operate is
Mm.
really different from how our ZIFA, how our other, uh, how do you say, how the other branches operate. Because during the Olympics from last year,
Mm.
you remember that our Olympics team was dressed by one company faker. And then later on, our Paralympics went on dressed by other companies. So I got the opportunity to ask our ZOC chief, and then she was like, no, we are really aside from Paralympics. We operate on our own like this. So I think it will be like that with ZIFA. They won't be operating on the same at the same level, because now what will happen is that the next Olympics are in which year? 2028.
Yeah.
2028, huh? Yeah. So it will be a matter of how is ZOC going to work together with FIFA to see if our under 23s now can be hosted by the ZOC, because most times when those things are happening, it's almost like ZIFA is in charge. Then when the team finally qualifies, then the ZOC takes over.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a tricky part.
Yeah, interestingly, because this organization, they work hand in glove, like ZOC being an Olympic sport organization, and ZIFA also having football, which is an Olympic sport organization. It reminds me of the time in 2016 when the Mighty Warriors qualified for Rio. I happened to be doing sports admin, advanced sports management with Zimbabwe Olympic Committee. Then there was a situation where the Mighty Warriors, they were supposed to go being dressed by Joma.
Yeah.
But for some funny reason, Joma was not the sponsor officially.
Yeah.
they were
it is like that.
the ground, you could see them. Yeah. So what happened is that these guys had to call the president, Chiangwa, by then, and Chiangwa was nowhere to be found. Then they went to Bindura, the high performance center, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Still, they had not received their kits.
Yeah.
So I just want to illustrate how the Olympic can rescue our.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. That at that given moment, when that happens, the people in charge of the football will be ZOC, not ZIFA. ZIFA will not be involved. So it's really a tricky part. Like, who should be in charge at that given moment?
Yeah, that is what I wanted to explain. To say in that scenario, right? Yeah. When the Mighty Warriors were in Bindura, what ZIFA was supposed to do was to send their official kit sponsor to the high performance center, which is in Bindura. But it didn't happen that way. ZIFA didn't have those kits in place. So what did ZOC ended up doing? They ended up liaising with a Malaysian, sporting brand by the name Mafro.
Yes.
Then it ended up dressing the Warriors. And I think for a year or two, now ZIFA benefited. They continued with that brand, going forward. And it worked for the national team. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying these partnerships now, and now KST being elevated, we can tap in one or two. Even if we get a soccer ball from IOC by virtue of being the president, you understand?
Yeah.
It's a benefit. You understand? We count it as a gain. Yeah. Okay, Sifas. Now getting into today's program, mainly we looking at our beloved Warriors. Remember, we spoke prior when they played Benin.
Yeah.
And there were some positives. There were some areas that I felt the Warriors needed to work on. What's your assessment from what we discussed previously and when they went to play in Nigeria?
Yeah, what I can say is I'll repeat myself to say that with the national team, the coaches don't have much time to work with the team. So he has to try to come up with something in a short space of time. They don't have that time. They might want to do other things because they have to try to look for a core of the team, try to work with them, and then try to bring in one or two players. After the Nigerian game, you had a lot of people saying the two Tawandas should have started. They should have played more minutes. It's like that. So in this instance, coaches will have those kind of problems, trying to be like, okay, I'm now finding my team, but also there are still players coming in fighting for places, The one thing that I like is that we still have that those options to bring in more players rather
Yes.
than where we are caught in a situation where we are asking ourselves, okay, if player A is out, do we have a replacement? So at this given moment, we can see that we do have a lot of players capable of coming in and doing the job. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you said before that you respect the decision of the coach. I always
Yeah.
quote you saying that you don't
Yeah.
want to criticize, like, because you picture yourself as a coach, you make your own decision, and there's nothing frustrating like some of the people time and again trying to
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
your tactical, decision.
Yeah.
I find it offensive because these days everyone thinks they know better
Yeah,
because
that's
of
true.
technology and everything. But
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
it takes a lot to assemble a team.
Yeah.
On that point of Chirewa, I don't mind him not starting or him
Mm.
starting. I don't mind at all. But what's of more interest to me is what does Tawanda do when he comes in?
That's
For
very
example,
important. That's
we
very
were
important.
trailing behind Nigeria, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When he threw the ball in, the boy delivered.
Yeah, that's true.
That is what we wanted, a draw or win. And remember, looking at the bigger picture, we're preparing for the AFCON. So
Yeah.
if those few minutes the boy can be of impact, then that is the coach's tactical
Yeah, that's true.
approach. So let's respect that instead of just criticizing for the sake of criticizing, because the issue is not about the boy playing 90 minutes. The issue
Yeah.
is about the boy delivering and the team doing well.
Yeah, for me, on this one, I have respect for both of them, the coach and the player, because the coach had to stick to his plan, and then later on, yeah, we got a point. It's not every day that we go to Nigeria and get a point, and then we have people even saying, "Ah, we should have won the game." And then on the other part, you look at Tawanda. He's a very good player. He knows
Yes.
he's a good player. He knows. I think deep down he'll be thinking, "I should be starting." But then he comes in a few minutes and he stays positive. Some players will come in at that given moment and just be like, "Hey, I wanted to start," and they will not give their all. But to his credit, he gave us something more than some other players have given us in a long time, and I think respect to him for that.
For that. And also probably he understood the coach tactical approach. Maybe
Yeah,
we
that's the
should
other
give
thing.
credit. We should give credit to the coach probably for speaking. I don't know what
Yeah,
happened, but I believe the coach spoke with the boy,
that is true.
uh, and the boy understood his assignment. So
Exactly.
when that is done properly, I'm sure there will be a mutual understanding between the coach and the player, such that when the player goes in there, he knows the assignment, he understands the
Yeah,
tactical approach, and he is in agreement with the coach. It's not like that
that's true.
situation where we have Eric Tag with Ronaldo, whereby
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ronaldo, I mean, like Eric
yeah.
wants to substitute a player for Ronaldo. Ronaldo walks into the changing room because
Yeah,
that scenario happens when there is no communication and there's
that's
no
true.
agreement in the tactical approach. So I give
That's
Michael Nice,
yeah,
benefit of the doubt, and I would like to encourage the so-called analysts us to be patient with the man.
yeah. It has to be like that. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Then moving forward, Cephas, now we will want to look at every aspect, every phase of play. So let's start with the organized defense, because remember, we're always saying the guys were not pressing when
yeah,
they were marking. Like, you remember against Benin, I will always complain that the guys were not
yeah,
pressing
yeah.
enough. Did you see any improvement when we played Nigeria?
I understood what the coach wanted to do against Nigeria. You are not
Mm.
going to try to go toe to toe with them. You are going
Yes.
to sit back a little bit, try to
Mm.
frustrate them. And I think we did well. Even
Mm.
though they did get some chances, we have to understand that they were going to get some chances. It's not like they are a schoolboy team.
Yes.
So they got their chances. Our keeper did well. He was there to do a job and he did his job well. So in that respect, I think we, as a defensive block, we did well. We managed to concede only one goal. After conceding 2 against Benin, we conceded 2 in Cameroon. We conceded also 2, the past games, and now it's only 1 goal. So it shows that we are improving.
Yes, but now we're still with this tendency of trailing from behind. Then we equalize.
Yeah,
It's now a pattern with our Warriors.
It is a pattern, but the good thing is we are never giving up. We keep on going. There's that fighting spirit. There's that belief in the group. So yeah, we have to take the positives from that.
So if I have to equate our Warriors to a movie star, I would equate them to Jean-Claude Van Damme. That when the movie starts, they are bleeding, but when it's about to end, then they
are up. Yes,
they win. All right.
That's true.
So what I noticed, you were right that we were standing deep most of the time, because when you notice when Nigerians were starting their build up, our Warriors would be deep. Like there was no pressing of forwards. They were not even pressing. They would allow them space, maybe close to the center line. Then we start pressing from there. Then also when the guys were moving down, you could see, remember when you talked about in the box, the central corridor, they'll make sure that we congest the central corridor and we push play wide. So most of the attacks that the goalie was dealing with, they were coming from wide,
from the wings,
left and right, and it was easy for the goalkeeper to deal with those. So that was good, and I believe going forward, our Mykonis should stick to that. That's kind of a disciplined defensive approach. And when we get the ball attacking, the guys, they are good with the ball, though they are not quick going forward. That is the assessment that I had when it comes to our organized defense. But also remember, we spoke on the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, he was perfect. I'll give him 8 out of 10. And the reason why I'm not going to give him 10 out of 10, again, it goes back to that issue, Cephas, of distribution. We remember, like what I said, every time
you mentioned it before,
we're not guaranteed of possession. Yes.
For me, and also I said on his part that we don't have big guys in the front, so it's difficult for him to, if he's going to play a long ball, we don't have a guy where we know that he's going to keep the ball. So on that one, we can excuse it.
Because like if he's not passing from behind, if he tries to set the ball long forward, then we're losing that ball, and it's something that we need to work on. But the guys were winning 1 or 2 area balls. They were good, like jumping in the air with the Nigerian defense, and Okay, then about the midfield now, in the middle of the pack, what was your assessment?
Well, I think it went well. We did a good job against their midfield. I don't think much needed to be changed there. Okay. But there's always room for improvement, but I can't really criticize what the boys did in our midfield.
And the organized attack, I could see, to be honest, I was impressed. You could see some of the balls that came through from the middle of the pack. Was it Billiard 1-on-1 with the keeper? But the Nigerian goalkeeper was out so soon and made it difficult for... Yes. And then there's another one I remember. Was it Musona, the young brother?
Yeah.
But then he was on a tight angle, but then he tried to launch in a shot, but then it went side netting. Then we had another one, a controversial one, Cephas, which in my opinion, if there was VAR, that was a goal. That second ball, was it from Musona? Who was it? Who hit that ball? And he hit the cross.
It was knowledge. It was
Musona, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of that goal?
It's difficult. For me, it went in, but for it to be given is difficult because at that given moment, the assistant referee will never go the same speed with the ball.
Oh
So
yeah.
you cannot see from where he was and also where the referee was. It's difficult to be given. But I'm sure if we were playing at home or if that had happened in Nigeria's favor, Nigeria was going to get a goal. It's the reaction of the crowd, the whole stadium erupting, then the goal will be given. But unfortunately, it was
It
against
was
us. Yeah.
disallowed. But that
Yeah.
brings me the question now is that are we not using the goal line technology at
No,
that level of the competition?
no, we don't have goal line technology. You have to understand that even in a lot of countries, they don't have goal line technology in that way. So
Mm.
yeah, so for African football at this given moment, that will be a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, because I mean, like, to be honest, historically speaking, we have lost many games because of these technicalities.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
one AFCON when the first AFCON,
yeah,
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 I think the game against Egypt,
yes,
we almost scored. I mean,
almost,
there
yeah.
was a ball that was given to Egypt that day. They tried to clear.
Oh yes, yes, yes,
It
yes.
was
And
not
then they
in, but it
just,
was
yeah,
given.
that's true. Then they just said it's a goal.
Exactly.
It's
And
true. It's true.
yeah, so we are a victim of that and we should have won. But even if we had
Yeah,
won against Nigeria, was it going to change our fortunes
yeah,
towards World Cup qualifier?
yeah. You do get confidence from winning against such a team. It does
Mm,
boost your confidence moving forward. When you
mm,
finally go to play the AFCON, and then you are up against South Africa, you're up against Egypt, you are thinking to yourselves, hey, we
mm,
managed to beat Nigeria, so we can also come here and face you guys with confidence. So I think even the 1-1, for me, the 1-1 draw is still a
mm.
positive result where we can build something big from that draw.
From that draw. Yeah, but like what I said before, Cephas, that because me, I want to be realistic so that we don't put pressure on
Mm.
ourselves. World Cup, at the moment, we stand no chance. I mean, that's how I view it. So remember what we said last time that AFCON, Africa Cup of Nations,
Yeah,
that's the focus.
yeah.
So now, from what we have built, what can you say are the takeaways now so that we can take from these qualifiers? Because I know in September we're going to face, is it Benin again? We're going to face these other
Yeah,
countries like South Africa and everything. So, and remember, September it will be closer to Morocco, AFCON. So now we
yeah.
need to, to take some notes now that we can go to the drawing board and implement when we start playing in the AFCON, Africa Cup of Nations qualifier. So, what can you say are the takeaways now what we need to fix?
To fix, I don't. Obviously, just coming out with a very good balanced team from
Mm,
the word go, from the word
mm,
go. But it's difficult for the coaches to do that. One thing that I like I've said, is that we now have a lot of options. We are
mm,
not now in a situation where we say, what if this guy is missing? What if that guy is not
mm,
there? What if that guy is not playing good? So what I can say is that moving forward, maybe here and there we have to start certain players to see their strength, to see how far they can get us. Also, it's I'm talking about the two Tawandas, giving them
mm.
time maybe from the start and
Yes.
see how they can handle everything because now they are first team players, so we don't
Mm,
have to worry too much about them. But as I've said, I know also the coach is there to try to build his team. It's not like each and every game he has to start to look for other combinations. He has to start looking for how other players are doing, like so many of them. He can have the same 8 guys and 3 different, same 7 guys, 4 different things along those lines. We have to know that first of all, you have to have your foundation, the core of the team. They always have to be there. Then try
mm.
to change here and there, try to change here and there. So moving forward, I think Michael Nis is a experienced coach. He has
Yes.
been
I
doing well. So we can trust him. We have to trust him a bit.
Yeah, so at the moment I can say I'm happy with his tactical approach. Trust
Yeah.
me, it has been a long time since we had like the players gelling together in the national team, especially after us being banned from football and a lot of these things, coaches coming in and out, you know. So we are on the right path. But remember what we said before. Now going forward, AFCON, like our group, Egypt, South Africa, then there's us, Zimbabwe. Which other country again is it?
It's Angola, I think. Is it Angola?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I'm
I
not
need
sure.
to.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But like there is no excuse for us not
Yeah.
to come out of that group. I mean, no,
Yeah.
with the way we are playing,
Yeah.
the current technical team, I don't see us not progressing to the next
And
round.
also the new format whereby almost 3 teams from the same group will go through. So the
Yes.
possibilities are there. Yeah.
Yeah, we can strike something out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good. And also on the support side, I was impressed to see a lot of Nigerians. We spoke about that before, and you
Yeah.
said Zimbabweans are everywhere. That we will be seeing,
Yeah.
some of them. But I actually saw some who traveled from England.
Yeah,
Eh,
yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
and they went to Nigeria, and
Yeah.
so it's also impressive to see the culture is there. And here from this side also there are a lot of Zimbabweans who said they are going to Morocco to
Yeah,
support the.
about Morocco, I've heard a lot of people saying, I'll be there, I'll be there. So it's
Yes,
good to
yes.
see that now our own people are following the national team wherever they are playing. It gives the guys a boost, just seeing certain people
Mhm.
supporting you in that way. I remember back in 2005, we went to play against Angola in Luanda. And then
Mm.
it was really like you can see only 4 or 5 flags on a corner. Like
Yeah,
you do something amazing in the game. There's no reaction from the crowd, but now
yeah,
you could see that we had a lot of supporters making noise. It's
yeah.
good for our boys.
So what's the feeling like when you're playing away and you don't have that support base?
It's not nice. It's not nice because you know that you are up against it. The other team attacks. There's that kind of noise. You have the ball. There's that kind of like there's nothing happening. You do sometimes as a football player you feed off the energy of the supporters. When the supporters are backing you in whatever you are doing, you feel more confidence. You feel more. You want to do more. You want to do like to give them something to cheer about. So if you don't
Mm.
have anyone, it's really really frustrating.
Oh, I hear you, Cephas. So, and before we go, because I want to try something out, I'm going to try and use, there's this, sports analyzer that I have with me. So we're
Mm.
going to try and see if it will work on us. So it's a try and error. If it doesn't work, then it's fine. If it works, we thank
Yeah.
God. But before we go to the analyzer right now, uh, I want us to, you remember that incident where the Nigerian coach refused to shake Michael Nisian's.
Yeah.
I mean, from the sportsman point of view, what do you make of that?
When I looked at the video and then I looked again at it, I think there was a bit of tension already from during the match. I think we did
Mm,
not see it
yeah.
because you can see the way Nice was coming to him.
Mm,
He already like he was not expecting anything. He was like, I'm just going to him, but I'm not expecting him to give me a hand. I think they've shouted at each other during the match.
yeah.
But yeah, emotions run high during the match and stuff and stuff. And as you could see at the end of the day,
Mm.
the Nigerians were not happy with the Nigeria drawing against Zimbabwe. So that coach was really, really, really under a lot of pressure.
No, I understand, but sportsmanship, whatever happened in the ground, we have to squash it and, we shake hands.
Yeah.
So, because remember, those guys are our leaders. They set an example. Remember, for a young Nigerian fan who's watching and who
Mm,
adores that coach, you will think maybe, yeah, it's okay when I'm not happy not to shake my opponent's head. So,
yeah,
yeah, it's like the precedents that they are setting there. It's not a good example. You understand?
that's true.
All right.
That's
So,
true.
so what we want to illustrate before we come back and we talk, we still have more to discuss. We want to talk about the Zim Division One football after this.
Yeah,
But like what I want to illustrate is the point that we've been making from the Benin to the Zimbabwean side of our defensive shape,
yeah.
which is what I compliment the Warriors for. And so we just want to illustrate now with visuals
Yeah.
and see if we were making sense. So like I say, it's a trial and error. If it works, then so you need to confirm with me if you can see my screen, right? So I'm gonna try do that. So I'm here. Is something else. So it's something that I'm working on so that our next thing we can be able to analyze this. So I just say Windows now. Is it showing?
Now I can see. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it's fine. So we want to look at the defensive shape. Yeah, so you see like this Nigerian in position with white, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you see what I was saying now here, our guys here.
Yeah.
So like what we said, we're defending deep. So you see all
Yeah.
our guys, they're going to the central corridor there. Let's see how we can take it from there. All right, there we go. So these are just the highlights from there. Let's see. You see our defense. I've marked all our defense. And
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
point that I want to illustrate is that in the corridor, you see our boys are disciplined and they're always there. And the other guys, they are also moving towards the central corridor. This is the central corridor of our defense system.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. So this makes it difficult for Nigerians to penetrate.
Yeah.
You see, our boys,
Yeah.
they are always there, and now these guys are offside. Yeah. All right. So that's what I wanted us to. I mean, I just wanted to illustrate that point, and also,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still learning this technology, so I just wanted to find a way, any excuse to use it as well.
Yeah. I can see.
Yeah, because yeah, once we get comfortable, yeah, then it'll be flawless, and as we do this program, we'll be using these visuals and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's my aim, but it takes time to integrate it with my system and
Okay.
make it flow with the presentation and everything.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate I didn't do IT at school. All right. So there's also another article that I came across in the press that there is this move by the ZIFA, the new executive board, to have a one division for a national division for Division One, a one league. What do you make of that, Sifas?
That would be a big ask if you ask me from my personal opinion, because we have, at this given moment, we have 4 divisions. So how are they going to come up with only one? Which teams are going to make up the one national league? For me, I think just reverting to the north and south is good enough. To make it one, I don't think it's a good idea.
Yes. I mean, I also agree. And also looking at the financial muscle of some clubs, would they be able to travel? Because imagine a team that is playing in the eastern side and now it had to travel. Let's say this week, if it's unfortunate to have, let's say, 3 away games. So we are looking at one that will go to play, let's say, in Kariba.
Yeah.
Then the second game it will play in Bulawayo. let's say the 32 play in Harare again, but it's coming
Yeah.
from eastern side, then I don't think like most of our clubs they've got that financial muscle
No,
to cater for these expenses.
because the thing is, I know teams in Belgium and
Mm,
also in England. There are teams that play in, let's say, in the second tier. They will
mm,
tell you that this is enough for us. We don't want to be we don't have what it takes to be promoted to the highest league,
okay.
but we don't want to be relegated. We are going to stay in this division and
Mm,
enjoy it. So this is
mm,
what people have to understand. Because I've heard people saying, yeah, if a team is not financially capable, then they don't have
mm,
to be in that big league. Like there are teams that will be comfortable just being a Division One team.
mm.
They don't have to be forced to show that they've got money to later play in the Premier League. Like, no,
Oh
that's
yeah.
not our plan. We are just okay being in the Northern Division, going there,
Mm,
going there, going there. Our season is done. Our community is a team that is playing at a decent level. So we have to look at those kind of things to say, at the end of the day, if you make one big division one, certain
mm.
teams will be forced now to be in the third tier, which will not be good for them, you know?
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. So,
yeah,
so we should not like pressure. We should not pressure the clubs much financially because if you look at it, we still have a lot of development infrastructure wise in terms of
yeah,
the
yeah,
clubs. Because when I was still observing some clubs, there is one club in Zimbabwe which was in Division One that I used to travel with just to see the games, and I'll be also
yeah,
advising. So you realize that there was not much difference between a school team, let's say Churchill,
yeah,
and that club.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
understand what I'm
I
trying, because like
understand. Yeah, I
there
understand
should
it.
be a difference between a professional or a semi-professional club
Yeah,
from a high school team. Like there,
yeah,
that's when
yeah,
you start having the physios, the scouting. I mean, those
yeah,
soft
yeah,
setups. But
yeah,
now, if it's like there in Division One, you still have the medic also running with water only
yeah, yeah. And then you
when
want
the
to change
player is
things.
injured. Yeah,
That's true. For us,
yeah,
going one league is it's us trying to sprint before we start
exactly.
sitting, before we start even crawling. So
Mm,
step by step, let's first fix our Premier League, see how our
mm,
Premier League can develop better. Go to
yes.
the Division One team, see how we can help them infrastructure in just playing, say, a decent playing field. Those kind of
Mm,
small things. Then from there on, we start to talk about one big thing when we now know that a lot of clubs are now okay to face those kind of challenges, you know.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I agree because we have a lot to do, and I like the approach that the new Ziffer board started doing that of having some stakeholders meetings. So
yeah,
they should continue in that path. Now talking about, let's say, infrastructure development of those clubs in the Division One and in the Premier League.
yeah,
So, because the reason why probably the Premier League, I mean the Division One league, it is what it is today. Because you realize most of the guys that are running the football, they don't have that knowledge to see. Okay, so now we are a semi-professional league. What do
yeah,
we need to put in place? You see,
yeah.
you might
That's true.
find out some of them they have no clue. They just think it's about
Yeah,
just getting players, getting
and
referees
playing a
for
match. Yeah,
then the match is played, they get the result, but they don't
yeah.
realize there's more. There's more to
Yeah,
it. There's more investment needed.
that's true.
So I think workshops. They should just have those workshops, the be it sport science, sport management, all those workshops, and then they try to
Yeah,
develop going forward. Yeah.
that's true.
So but in your own assessment, can you say uh, the level of football in Division One? What can you say? You say, is it progressive or we still in the same place?
We are not progressing.
Mm,
No, because a lot is not where it should be. Because teams should be ready from Division One in the Premier League. They should be
mm,
ready at this given moment. If you look at it, when the teams are promoted, that's when they start to make the changes.
mm, mm.
Yeah, because they don't have any other things. But you can't talk about just like a Division One problem. It's the Zimbabwean football problem. A lot of
Yes.
teams don't have any other things. It's just like you have to look for a training field where you have to book for training. You are
Mm,
paying to you are renting for trainings,
mm,
and then after that the stadia is the same. If you are in the northern region, you are going to use Rufaro Stadium.
mm.
If you are in the southern region, there's a BF and Lufeve. That's about it.
I
For
see.
the rest, there's nothing to do. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. No, I
yeah.
do understand, and it's a problem. How about media wise? Is our media doing enough to cover Division One football?
We can't talk about the media as in like a herald, as in nowadays teams have their own media teams. So it's up
Mm,
to the teams to put their teams out there. They have to market their teams. They have to do more for us to know about their team. It's like Blawayo Chiefs. They came in the league.
mm,
Their media team did a fantastic job. We ended up knowing more of Blawayo Chiefs players than we knew maybe Dynamos Cape United fans, because you would go on one of those pages and then you're like,
mm.
oh, what's happening on their page here? There's nothing. There's no information at all. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's up to the teams to know that nowadays you really have to employ the media guys who know what they are doing. You know, they have to give the right information about their team, player profiles, upcoming matches, things along those lines, where it will be easy for me to say, like, for example, I can be like, oh, in Zimbabwe there's this player. Can you go and look for him? Then a team in Belgium can just go on the team's whatever social media page and just check the information that is on there, where they'll be like,
Mm.
ah, okay, on this game we can see that in the 79th minute he was yellow carded. In this moment he did this. You know, the information has to be available from the team itself before we start to
Itself.
talk about the big media stuff.
Wow. Yeah, that is why Cephas, prior to your answer, I can say this was a excellent response that you
Yeah.
that you get. And always people they always comment you like after this podcast that you see Cephas was they put some points and you see like Cephas was outsmarting you on this one. That was a
Yeah.
clever response. But it goes back now to the issue of setting up structures. You understand? Because
Yeah.
some of them,
Yeah.
like now we have spoken about that now, which means the clubs that are watching, they now realize, so we can do this. But prior to this, they
Yeah.
didn't know. So that's why I was emphasizing that you see these workshops with clubs and everything, they can make them
Yeah. Yeah.
aware that we don't need to
That's true.
wait for ZBC to,
Yeah, for exactly. Where
yes.
sometimes you hear people saying, the Herald is not talking about this player, or this
Mm,
newspaper is just talking about this player. Like, no, the clubs can hype their own players. The club can market their own players, you know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like a YouTube account, a Facebook
Yeah.
account, then do your live
Exactly.
matches. And these days,
Yeah.
there is technology that you can use to film,
Yes.
film your players and also do analysis. So,
Yes.
so they should, yeah. Some of them you can fly it as a drone, and then you
Yeah.
have coverage of the
Everything.
whole
Yeah.
match and
Yes.
everything. And if you want, you can track a player, like
Yeah.
wherever the player is, you can see the players on the right, and the camera is there, so you can have all those things. But
Yeah.
now, unless they are made aware, unless there's that awareness now, the clubs will not know. That's why I'm saying there is a lot that the ZIFA committee should do. And my advice is that they should sit down with you guys, ex-football players, because you guys, you've got the exposure being there. Yeah, you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
So when they do
that's
their
true.
stakeholder consultation, then you guys should also be available to put your input there. And also, even like some of us who didn't play, but we might know one or two.
Yeah, that is true. I've said it before. Like we have a lot of people who have empowered themselves. They've gone for to have courses in the diaspora. You know, you've got
Yes.
people who are really highly qualified in Australia, in the UK, in whatever country they are in. So we have a lot of people who can help the country go a bit step forward in terms of what's there in the football nowadays. You know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but step by step, see first we can go far.
It's true. It's true.
We can go far. And but
Okay.
the biggest takeaway from today's from today's conversation, CFAS,
Yeah.
is that the teams can have their own media instead of relying on the mainstream media, and they
Yeah.
can market themselves. That is so powerful.
That's true.
Yeah. So before we go, CFAS, are you ready for the challenge?
I tried it. It's a very, very difficult one, but I think I think I'll do my
Islanders
best.
Zimbabwe. So
I'll, yeah.
so I would take Islanders, right? You want Islanders or you want Dynamos?
No, no, no. I'll take Dynamos.
You take
I'll take
Dynamos.
Dynamos. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I need a pen
Yeah.
and a paper because this can be a tricky one. So
I have a. Huh?
You want to go first?
I'll go first. I'll go first. I've done a bit of homework, so
I didn't
yeah.
prepare myself.
I'm always prepared.
There's
Yes,
no
yes, yes,
that.
yes. Yeah. So my Dynamos 11. So people bear with me here because most of them I heard about their stories, and oral history is important in anything you do. So I'll start. In goals, we have Jafet Mparuta. I think one of the best goalkeepers in the country. Right back, Angirai Chapo. My two center backs, it's Mofu Sande Chizambwa and Mr. Cool Ernest Mutano. Left back, arguably one of the best left backs ever produced, Oliver Katea. My two central midfielders in front of the defense is David Yogi Mandigora, first soccer star of the year in Zimbabwe, and Captain Fantastic Memory Mcherawa.
Memory.
Then, yes, then in front of them we have one of the most skillful players ever. I was lucky to have played with him.
Yeah.
Samaita Lloyd Mtasa.
Lloyd Mtasa. Wow.
So that's my midfield three. Then on the right, you need him, even if you've never watched him play, but we have to have him in your team. The mastermind himself, George Shire.
George Shire. Yes.
On the right. On the left, it's Tawia Mrewa, one of my favorite players here.
Doctor.
Dynamos. So Doctor has to be in there.
I watched. You was fantastic. Yes.
Yeah. Then my striker, it's Makwinji Somapiri.
Makwinji Somas.
Queen,
and
yeah,
who is your coach? Who is your coach? Dynamos.
Oh, okay. I had not thought about that. Can Mofu be the coach again?
No.
Because I have to choose.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll sub Mofu, and I'll put his brother Mishek Marimo as a center back, and then Mofu Chizambwa will be the coach.
Wow. And you play 4-4-2.
4-3-3.
4-3-3.
Yeah, three in midfield. David Yogi,
Okay.
Mandigora, Kwenzi,
Mm.
Samaita, three in
Mm.
midfield. Yeah.
I know Dynamo's Highlanders, they can be like tricky, tricky
Yeah,
team.
very, 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 very tricky. Very
Uh,
tricky.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
Cephas, I mean, I suggested something, but I didn't work on it. I was so busy and I forgot. Okay,
Yeah.
and I always do that. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
keep my mind. But anyway, we are on it. We have to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I get stuck, you can give me some throw. You can do some throw ins there.
Okay.
Well, okay, I'll start with because I'm debating between. There was a guy by name Chipalanga. I can't pronounce
I'm
Chimpalanga.
on Chimbalan. Yeah, I'm on
Amboni.
Chimbalan.
Yeah. So I'm debating between him and Tapua Kapini.
Okay. Can I jump in?
Yeah.
It's Captain
Yes.
Oxo. You have to have Captain Oxo and go.
Yeah.
Peter Nkomo. It has to be Peter Nkomo.
Okay.
But it's your team. No, it's your team.
It's fine. I'll
Yes.
go for Kapini. I'll go for
Okay.
Kapini. Why Kapini? I need to justify ball distribution. I like attack. I like
Yeah.
goalkeepers who attack, and no one does it better
Yeah.
than Kapini. No one does it better
Yes.
than. Let's go right back.
Yes.
Right back, Capena. What position? Capena was right back, right? Daisy.
Center back.
You are
Center back.
center back. Okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
put Daisy center back, but right back.
Yeah.
Give me options for right back.
You don't have options if you have one, the best right back, even for the Warriors, Mercedes Rambo Sibanda.
Exactly. Rambo. I go for that one. I didn't know his actual position. I
Yeah.
just know, yeah, Rambo. I had forgot.
Yes.
Okay, Rambo. And left back, left back, left. Give me help again.
I have Dumisani Inyoni, the father of Vusa.
Vusa, yes, another player
Yeah.
again.
For the left back position.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, we are talking about the best. I know Tebe, how do you say, Gifty Lunga Jr. played there, but yeah, it's your team. Like I said, look, I've got
Okay.
my team. I'm
I,
writing the Highlanders team here. I put
I know.
Dumisani Nyoni.
Yeah, but like I said, I didn't do justice to this. Okay. Give
Yeah.
me Gift Lunga, right?
Okay.
Then center back we have Desi Capena. I want Desi in the team. So
Okay.
I've got Mercedes Mada, I've got Gift Lunga, I've got Desi Capena. Because I want another center back because I'm gonna use two center backs.
Uh, my
Conjera was
center
a center back.
my center backs for Highlanders, I've got Tulani Ngobe and Alexander Maseko.
I'll take Alexander Maseko. Alexander Maseko. Then I'll put Benjamin Conjera
Yeah.
as a number 6.
Yeah.
Uh, then on the wing, number 7, I'll put what position was Ona Gumbami?
Ona was a more central midfielder.
Yeah, so on 8, I'll put Ona Gumbami.
Yeah.
Then I'll put Ronald Sibanda.
Ronald did not play at Highlanders.
He did not play at Islanders.
No, he was at Saints and Amasulu.
Oh, okay. Maybe he played as a junior, right? Islanders juniors.
I'm not sure, maybe, yeah, but I know he was at Saints and
Your
then
senior, you didn't play. Hey, I got
no.
that wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
So left wing, I play Madinda Lovu.
Okay.
Mawiwi, what position was Mawiwi playing?
Central midfield.
I'll put Mawiwi there. So the formation might be crazy. I might.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put Mawiwi there. So midfield, I've got Mawiwi, I've got Benjamin Conjera, I've got Ona Gumbami.
Yeah.
Then I'll put Madinda Lovu.
Yeah.
Put him in the left. Then I'll put Peter Lovu
Yeah.
as a center striker.
Yeah.
How many players am I left with now? What position?
You need one more striker.
I need one more striker.
Yes.
Ralph Vanolila. Ralph Matema.
Ralph in the greatest team of Highlanders. Hey, there's Raman Gumbo. Huh?
Yeah,
Raman Gumbo.
I know.
There's
Irash.
Raman Gumbo. There's Adam Glovo.
All right. Let me put, no, Raf. So Raf will sit on the bench. Raf, very sorry, Raf. You need to sit. I forgot Adamski. Adamski in Raman, who do you pick? But Raman was not a center striker, right? He was a midfielder.
In his early days, he was a striker.
Yeah,
he was a goal-scoring striker.
Yeah. So maybe we need to put, hey, because Raman can come in, but not as a striker. Then we put Adamski as well.
Yeah.
I'll put Adamski.
Okay. Can I jump in?
Yes.
I'm going to put my Highlanders 11.
Your Highlanders, yes.
Captain Oxo in goal, Peter Nkomo. Right back, Mercedes Rambo. Left back, Dumisani Nyoni. Centre backs, Tulani Ngobe and Alex Maseko. In midfield, I have Benji Konjera and Mawi. Then right wing, it's Madinda. Left wing, it's Peter. Then my two strikers, it's Raman and Adam.
Wow.
Hey, I got it.
Yes.
And this one, their coach is going to be me. I'm going to coach this one.
Thank you for giving me the team, Highlanders. Oh, see, that's the team. You gave it to me.
You can have this one.
I had to consult you to help me set up Highlanders. I didn't do research. So
Yeah.
what we're going to do next time, see first, I'll do a research. I'll start today.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take. You still remember Saints?
Saints. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From way back.
Yeah.
You're gonna take Saints.
That would be tricky for me. Okay, I'll try.
Yeah. You wanna try, right? If not, we change. Then you give me a club that you also can give me. Then I'll do due diligence on it. I promise.
Okay, I will say, let's see, just to be historic team. No, you do Caps United.
I do Caps United.
Yeah.
That's easy for me.
It always looks easy until you start to put the players in the team.
Okay, viewers. So I do apologize for not doing a good job on Highlanders versus Dynamos. I got stuck. Then Sifa said to come to my rescue. I mean, when we said this, I thought maybe I would do some groundwork, but I forgot about it. And now it was just now that I had to give my best level. So in the next episode, so Sifas will give his best. We said Zimsense, right, Sifas?
Zimsense, which is difficult, yeah.
Yeah, so then I'll give the Caps United of all times. So I'll come with guns blazing next week. That one easy for me. Thank you for giving me an easy task. You know, I don't have to do my. Well, Cephas.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, my brother, for the episode. And this one will give it to you because you're the one who said the good Dynamos. You said there's no competition there. I didn't do a good job. Yeah.
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 You have to be prepared all the time. Huh?
I forgot about it. I just thought of it just now that there's that final game time. You see, like I was so occupied, with other things. But anyway, it was a pleasure, Cephas, and
same here.
believe you and me, the reviews are coming. People they just love what we do, chill, and we talk about football. And
Yeah.
time and again, I'm receiving feedback from the inbox, which is progressive.
Yeah.
But I know time and again there's room for improvement. That's why we're trying to do the visuals and everything, but it's gonna take time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Sifas, till we meet again.
Okay. Thank you, Coach Donald. Yeah. Take care.
You're welcome, buddy. Enjoy.
Yeah. Ciao.
Okay, viewers, thank you so much for joining us on this podcast, Kicking It with Coach Donald. So today, hey, I got stuck on the Highlanders Dynamos, the game time. I didn't think about it. It was only now that so I had to give my best 11. Again, I do apologize for that. Next time, I'll do better on the team. But thank you guys for joining us. It's always a pleasure when we sit down, guys, and we talk about football. So let's keep it football and let's use this space to develop our football back home because we might be fans of Manchester United, Liverpool, but at the end of the day, we need our football. We need our Dimbare, we need our Capes United, we need our Scotland. Whatever team you support, we really need to push its agenda. Thank you so much, guys. Till we meet again. It's bye for now.